Speaking of meaty claps, welcome back to the Frying Pan Podcast, the home of the meatiest claps you'll ever see in your life. Um, I'm your host, Cleaverman Dan, and I'm here with
Cleaver man.
my lovely co-host.
Soft pillow D'Onofrio.
Oh, I see two ends of the spectrum. I like where your head's at. We have a nice dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
One of them dynamos or whatever.
I'm sorry, a what?
A dynamic? I don't know.
You got it. No, you got it. You're killing it right now.
Thank you. I'm killing a lot of things right now, and one of those things is schoolwork.
Okay.
Schoolwork. Jumping
Very
right into
cool.
how I'm doing. So we got finals kicking around last week. Next week is my next. Oh, fuck. Next week is my last week of this semester. So I've been doing finals, working on essays. So staying nice and busy, which is nice because I now really don't have an excuse to not be doing anything during coronavirus quarantine. So I don't know, it's nice to have a purpose that I can't deny right now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that's kicking around, but we had a last few days of really nice weather, and then now it's back to kind of cold and moderately moist and rainy. Now I'm hearing that we're supposed to get snow tonight.
That's crazy. Honestly, I don't mind.
Or
I don't mind
Friday.
this weather.
Yeah, no, it's honestly optimal weather. It's like 50-ish, nice steady breeze. You can wear a hoodie and sweatpants and feel good.
Honestly, when the weather is too nice, it bothers me at this point.
On what level?
Cause I can't go do the things I want to do. I've had a hard time trying to find trails and hiking spots that aren't packed. So
Hmm.
I just end up just driving around for 2 hours.
Hey, nothing wrong with a nice long drive, listening to music on a nice day.
I mean, it's true, but I'd rather be on a trail, just chilling, having a wonderful time. But
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, there's nothing else to do besides go outside, and to be fair, we can't really do that because then there's too many people out in these outside places, and then you get people like Dan who doesn't want to go out to these outside places because they don't want to get sick and die because they're smart. So,
yeah, because that's the thing. I don't know if I'm just overthinking it, and I'm oh, it probably won't be that bad. I probably won't see too many people, even though the parking lots are entirely full. And I'm just thinking are people do they not care, or are they just won't happen to me, or I don't know. I don't get the
they,
thought process.
I mean, I know probably on one end they're thinking, "Oh, I'm outside," who's breathing on me outside? It's not like a room where they'll push the air directly at me by talking in my direction. But at the same time, I mean, it doesn't really mean much. I mean, you could still, I don't know. I don't know if they're
It's
not. They could be expecting, I guess, to really just not contact somebody enough.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. It's very up in the air. I mean, I will say in terms of reopening, I guess Georgia did, and then within the first 2 days they had 3,000 new cases. So all that shit's just so up in the air. I don't know.
yeah, and gosh, I don't even know what the current state of the coronavirus is right now. Before we were this is just the early stages. Italy's in the end game right now, or whatever. I haven't heard an update on Italy in a grip. How are they doing? Are they still
Yeah,
locked down?
that's the
Are they
thing
alive?
I've noticed that is that a lot of the talk of it has kind of died down. I haven't heard an update on death tolls, and I don't know if that's to put people at ease, oh, it's fine, it's simmering down, don't worry, everybody, or if it's because I don't know, I imagine it's still a huge deal.
Hmm.
It's just obviously I'm not directly affected by it, my family's not because we are taking our precautionary measures, but I don't
Hmm.
know, I'm just not hearing much about it anymore.
Yeah. I don't want to get false hope, man, because I don't feel like life's gonna return back to normal for a while. We're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get a concert season. I don't. I don't even think we'll get that much of a beach season. To be quite honest with you,
Yeah, I know, it's so up in the air.
I don't think movie theaters will open up for a while. I don't know about. I don't think restaurants will.
I mean, and that's the thing is I hope it stays that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I
I, d-
mean,
I I don't want to jump the gun. We open everything up, and the next thing you know, like everyone's just dead. And it's like, oh
Yeah,
well,
like it sucks, but like we acknowledge that it's a completely necessary measure, right? Like for survival.
yeah,
It's just like we we're kind of in this part where it feels like we're kind of living in some kind of fantasy or I don't know, weird state just because it really is a question mark at this point
yeah.
of
It's
like
really weird.
when normal is going to come around again.
Yeah, I found out recently that apparently Sweden like never locked down.
Really?
Yeah, it was a whole article on how Sweden like they never locked down and they just kind of like were smart about things. I have
Mhm.
no idea what like the case numbers are like in Sweden because I just like glanced over the article, but very interesting to me.
That's interesting. That is definitely interesting. I mean, I wondered like how much smarter they were about it. I mean, I, I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean maybe I can dig up the article and find it. Also, probably can't hear in the background, but there's somebody just fucking banging a wall with a hammer somewhere in this building, and it's like low key triggering me because like I have you can't really hear much when you have the headphones on,
Hmm.
and all I'm hearing is just slight banging like to my left, and it's
Oh, like the is someone knocking on the door type of like banging
I,
or
it sounds like that, but they've been knocking on the same. If that's the case, they've been knocking on the same door for the past like 6 minutes. So
all right, yeah, fair. Fair.
unless it's my
That's
door, well, then that's the case. They'll have to wait a little while.
just some poor guy that's just like really needs you for some reason, just pounding on the door. Maybe like the fire alarms are broken. There's a fire, and he's just like, "You need to get out of there," because he hears you talking through your door. But you're just like,
Yeah,
it's the
and I'm like,
podcast time.
and I'm like, hey man, take it down a notch.
Take it down a notch.
Kind of recording in here, kind of important. You wouldn't get it. I'm sorry,
You wouldn't get it.
you wouldn't get it. You peasant, you wouldn't understand what podcasting is.
Pulls out like his like podcasting card. He actually does a podcast himself, specifically on I don't know what's like very specific and niche that you can think of right now on the spot.
Uh, how cans of air come to be.
All right, so like air, like compression, gas compression, or something like that. I don't know.
I see. I was just thinking like Joe Rogan's actually at my door, and I'm like, you wouldn't know a thing as I'm saying through the door, and then he's like, you really gotta try MDA, man. It's really gonna open up your fucking mind. And I'm like, Joe, please, I don't want to try psychedelics for the love of God.
Jesus Christ, dude, have you been getting those Joe Rogan memes lately, where it like it takes like a random thing that he said and puts it as a YouTube video title, and like that is just the meme?
Yep, I've gotten that a lot recently.
I don't know if he's just said something completely crazy lately or what, but I guess that's just where memes are going.
I mean, he says weird shit all the time. To be fair,
Well,
well, quote
he
weird shit.
he does some drugs,
He does
and
say
those
that. Yeah,
drugs
he
make
does.
people pretty weird.
Yeah. He does make me interested in wanting to try MDMA. Just curiosity. I don't think I would have. Yeah, maybe we'll see someday. Who knows?
I mean, really, I've just never heard someone advocate for it so greatly. And
Yeah, I mean,
like, he's successful after doing it, so it can't be that life ruining.
well, I'm wondering if that's like the key to podcasting.
Is MDMA
Yeah, I mean,
or
he's done
DMT
it.
or whatever?
Yeah, whatever it is. But
I
run
don't.
DMC. Who knows? But I mean, he's such a big advocate for it. He's the number one podcast in the world. So
Hmm.
there's got to be something tied there. You know what I mean?
Well, if that's like the key is a regular dose of methylenedioxyamphetamine, like I'll pass. Because MDMA, I'm literally looking at MDMA right now. Its chemical name is C10H13NO2, right? Which that sounds basic, normal. That's some basic chemicals, and then you realize they're ice. Then you look at like the composition even more, and you're like, oh wow, that's science. And then I'm looking at the pills. This is where I'm like now becoming like the actual part. It literally looks like a plastic casing of crystal meth.
Oh, well, I
I don't
mean,
know if that's just some of the pills out there or some of the form that you take it in, but I'm literally looking at some of these pills and it just looks like crystal meth. But then there's some that look like Molly, actually. Yeah, no, I'm good. That's it's gonna sound very oxymoronic, but that's too powdery looking of a substance for me to ever try. I'll take a pass, thank you.
yeah, I mean, maybe some years down the road it'll come around. It's just,
I
it's
don't
up
know,
in the air at
man.
the moment.
It would take like I don't know shrooms being widely legal for no reason for me to even try MDMA because it looks intimidating. I don't know. Maybe I'm easily intimidated by drugs.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you see how people turn out on like meth and shit, so.
Yeah, true. I kind of miss my job at the gas station because the regular dealings with smackheads and various other forms of drug users.
It's like, okay, I had this conversation with somebody, and I'm not saying I want to try meth, but I'm so curious on
Oh my
how
god.
people feel when they're on it.
Um, from what I've heard, it's described as a really addicting, gross feeling.
Hmm.
And I guess it's like the same philosophy as like when, like, I don't know, sometimes people find a smell that's objectively gross. However, the smell is so intriguing that they keep smelling it.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I it's just I don't know. Like how people act when they're on that shit is so crazy to me that I'm just like, how does your brain turn to that? But
True. Okay, so like I have done psychedelics, and that's the most extreme thing I've pretty much done.
hmm
And I spent a very big portion like because I wasn't it wasn't like I wasn't at like a party and I was like, oh yeah, I'll try some psychedelics. It's like I thought about it for like 2 years before I even tried them, or probably closer to like a year and a half. And I finally was like, all right, I'll try it. And I was looking it up and I was hearing how people were describing it. And like I literally couldn't wrap my head around it. Like I was literally going in expecting nothing just because it sounded so outlandish, right? So I'm
hmm
imagining like other harder drugs like meth and heroin. I imagine it's something similar, where it's like kind of it's so undescribable because it's such an odd internal like feeling.
hmm
So I don't know, maybe that's why so many people like accidentally get addicted to drugs like that because like they struggle to even kind of get their head around what it's actually like in the first place. So like the curiosity takes over to a degree. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean that's like what I was talking about earlier, it's just the curiosity of it.
All
But
right, see, I kind of have a shitty standpoint though on like drug addicts though. Like I'm the tool that kind of believes that's like it's their choice from the beginning. So like I don't really have much pity for
yeah.
drug addicts. Like I understand that it becomes an addiction, it becomes a disease, and then it's a whole lot harder to really like sit like not feel bad for them because like they are too far gone to where they're actually having physical side effects. Like it does become like an actual illness. I won't deny that. It's just like it definitely starts off at some point as a choice.
Well, I
And
mean that's
pe-
just the
well,
beginning of addiction.
well, people have like countered that by saying like, yeah, but like you don't know where they were in life when they tried it. But like, yeah, I'm if with most of my peers and most people should have a basic educational level of like the dangers of drug use, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm sure most people that just do heroin have seen someone on heroin before at some point in their life. Like they're not like they know it fucks you up, right? So like to me, it's a it starts off as it starts off as a choice that you keep making, and that's why I can't find pity with drug addicts.
Yeah, I mean that's just addiction with anything to be fair. Like it's I mean at the end of the day it's your fault like if you become addicted or if you try to get the help to not be addicted. So it all begins with you.
Yeah, and I know it's like a whole like yeah, but that's a whole mind over matter thing. Like yeah, I get that. I do get that. It's just I feel like no one should be like, oh my god, he was like. I feel like no one should be surprised if someone says like comes out and says they're like addicted to drugs, or no, not surprised. Sorry, like be like super sad for someone when they say that. I don't know, because like I've had people in my family that have come out as addicts, and thankfully most have recovered from that. So I don't know. I like it's still kind of like I don't know. Do you think there should be like? Do you think that kind of mindset is flawed? Like, does that make me a bad person for not wanting to pity someone in need like that?
No, I think it's just more realistic than like a flawed mental. I think
Mm.
like the mentality of like it's your fault if you become addicted to something is just that's just reality. Like there's nothing like it. I I understand like how addiction starts. Like it makes sense to me, but I don't think it's wrong to say you don't pity someone who is like with it.
Mm.
Like I mean most time like addiction starts with people in a dark place trying to find something to like make them feel something. So
Hmm.
it's easy to pity that, like to understand of like trying to find different ways to like make yourself better, but there's obviously like millions of different like better opportunities. Like instead of doing heroin, you could see a therapist, or instead of like say you're obese, instead of eating that burger, maybe a salad.
That actually is a good point that you brought up a couple sentences back, though. Like you can pity the situation that got him to that point, but actually pitying the drug addiction just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah, it's all about decision making, and it's like you're obviously going to make different choices based on what situation you're in. So I get it, but
Mm.
no excuse to not get help or not want to better
True.
yourself. I
True.
mean
That
that.
was a unprompted talk about drugs.
Hey, that's fine. Backtracking to when I was talking about being obese. This isn't one of our. I didn't have an article for this, but there was a thing I saw this morning on Twitter of. I'm not saying Adele was obese, but she was kind of chunky and she lost a lot of weight. And a lot of people on Twitter were kind of not giving her shit, but like they were they were kind of body shaming it, which was weird because like they're saying like don't forget like how she was before is still healthy as she is to now, and it's like yeah that's fine, but like discrediting someone's like if they want to lose weight, their weight progress is very fucked up in my eyes.
So let me try and justify this, right?
Yeah.
Because why not? I accept the challenge. How I
Yes.
think it's justified, right, for people that are trying to like shame her. No, I don't agree with this. It's like, okay, celebrity culture is as big as it is because people, well, first like the entertainment, but then when people get more into it, they basically like to find little bits of themselves in
Hmm.
different celebrities. That's why like so many celebrities can make so much money off of just selling like their own makeup kit, just because so many people want to be like them and use the same stuff. You know what I mean? That's why sponsorships are so important for companies, is because fucking you want a Sprite cranberry guy comes in here is at like talking about him, and now anytime I see him in the store around like Christmas time, I'll pop one just because like
I mean, if LeBron and I
yeah,
think it was T Pain or Lil Jon. Um,
I think it was Lil Jon.
actually, it might have been Dram. I don't know. It was one of those three. But
Yeah.
it actually I think Sprite cranberries on a side note are gone now. So rest in peace. But as you're saying,
So yeah, as I was saying, like that's so people want to be like celebrities and find similarities between them and celebrities. I imagine Adele was for a lot of overweight people and heavier set people, that she was a like kind of like a celebrity that they found. I don't want to say like they found more in them than they would with other celebrities, because like celebrities are always seen as these fit, slim individuals. So like when there's a bigger, heavier set one and one as talented as Adele, I'm sure they kind of like got more invested in their likeness
yeah.
to them, and that's how I would imagine it'd be justified. And
Yeah, like
that's
that.
it's been my argument corner.
Thank you. I mean, like it totally makes sense. I don't disagree. but I don't like the way it was. A lot of people were wording it is like yeah, both are healthy, but I think she was fine before, and it's like, well, if she doesn't think that, she doesn't have to be. Like, I don't know. I feel like talking about weight is such like a touchy subject for
I
some
see.
reason.
It fucking shouldn't be. Like, I'm
I
fat. I
know.
don't like. I mean, I'm working at it, as we know. But like, I don't know why we even have to tap dance around it. Like, if we're going off of the BMI calculator, she was overweight. She was obese. I'm that based off of that. I
Yeah,
don't
I
feel
mean,
like I'm obese.
granted, like everybody on a BMI scale is obese.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is like these people are like trying to use words like she was healthy. Like, remember she was healthy before. The thing is, she probably wasn't as healthy as she could have been, though.
That's my main thing is like there's no problem if anybody is like fat. Like I don't care, but like it is proven and it is a literal fact that you are healthier when you are less fat. And
Yeah,
like that is just the facts.
like you can feel good as being an overweight and having more weight on you.
Yeah.
That just like it's just Adele felt like losing weight would make her feel better, feel healthier, feel whatever.
Exactly. And it's like if you're happy with how you are, that's fine. Like I do not care. But the argument of like both are healthy if you're going from like five you're like 5'5", 320 pounds to 5'5", like 170. Like there's definitely a health gap between that.
Yeah, exactly. So
Unless you're like 5'5" and you have like point 0.5 body fat and you're just diesel as
raw
shit.
muscle, just
Then you're
raw
just
muscle.
but then you're just like a diesel midget, and that's kind of
Whoa, we can't use that word, Dan.
that is true. That is height deficient. Sorry. Sorry for all you 5'5" warriors out there. I didn't mean to shame you, but it's
All right.
these are this is the truth, and I'm sorry.
Segueing on. So good for Adele. She did look good. I saw the picture.
Yeah.
Hello from the other side of my cell phone.
Okay. Oh, that is a song. I forgot. Um, this is my favorite thing that I wanted to talk about today.
Let's hear it. I feel like I know which one it is, but let's
Elon
go.
Musk. We all know him.
Oh.
I want to have him on the pod, but he's kind of got something important to do at the moment.
My
Him and
man
Grimes,
had a kid.
they had a kid, a little son, and now, yes, very excited. Congratulations, you two. Very happy. Now, the thing that everyone is a little confused on is the name. Um, they have not given a pronunciation of the name, but it is X, and then it is a AE, but the A combines an E. It's like, fuck, I don't know what it is. And then it's A-12, Musk. I don't know how you'd pronounce it.
So X, and then so the A and the E, the weird character that they chose, is apparently pronounced like I, like AI.
Yeah.
So, and then the A-12. The the real question is is the 12 relevant when they say the name, right? Like when
Now,
they call him by the full name, do they really drop a 12 there? Or are
now,
they just going to call him like, I don't know, Zaya, I guess you could pronounce it that way, Z-I-A, Zaya, I
yeah.
guess.
Well, I guess she gave a description on what it means, and
All right, let's hear it.
The X stands for the unknown variable, and then yeah, the AE is I, which can be AI, artificial intelligence, or in Japanese it translates to love, which I like that. I think that's cute. And
Okay,
then
yeah.
it
Freaking
is
weebs.
and it is 812, which is I guess a precursor to it's called the SR-17, which is their favorite aircraft, which is described as no weapons, no defense, just speed, great in battle, but non-violent, which is cute. And then I guess an A equaled Archangel, which was Grimes' favorite song.
Dude,
It's definitely
it's
unique.
such a hodgepodge name. Like, I was named after my granddad. I was named after my parents' favorite plane.
And like to be honest, that'd be cool as shit.
Would it though? I would
All right.
roast the shit out of that kid, and
Yeah,
that's not because I'm just a little asshole. It's just like literally, I'd be like, You're named after a fucking object? Well, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm like socialized to think this way. Maybe I'm flawed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, to be fair, this kid, I hate to say it, but this kid is going to get bullied in school. That is
Nah,
just the
his
nature
dad's
of
fucking
kids.
Elon Musk. He could probably buy the school.
I mean, it won't stop a kid from fucking calling him TI-82 or fucking making robot noises at him. Like, it's not a name anybody's going to be accustomed to. No one's like, oh, I heard something similar. It was one of my classmates years ago. It's like,
It's
it's
such a
definitely,
TV show name.
yeah, it's very innovative. Yeah, it's definitely like fucking. You remember Life as a Teenage Robot?
Yeah, yeah.
XJ9? Like that's kind of this.
Yeah, it's gonna be like it's like a quirky TV show where they call him like A-12 or something like that. That's his nickname.
I think A-12 would be a cool nickname. Like if this kid just gets called A-12, I think that's cool. Or it
No,
could be X, or it could be I.
I don't think he could go by X. To be quite honest with you,
No, rest in peace.
not in good. Well, he wouldn't know. To be fair,
Dude, sidetracking? Fucking one, I hate that like artists after death, like XXXTentacion, like he's been dead for I think like about to be 2 years, and they're still releasing music in his name. I hate that so much.
see,
And sorry,
I
one sec. I there was another half to it because the
oh
song he released a song with Lil Wayne called School Shooter. So fucking weird.
oh that see,
It
I haven't listened to that song, so I don't know how
I
to feel about that.
I wasn't a fan, but anyways, as you're saying,
So I feel like for feature songs, that's okay. Like songs that have other artists in it. Like I could get behind those being released. However, before I would agree with you just out of respect for the artist, and then I heard a decent portion of Juice World's unreleased music, and then I'm like fiending for it to get an official release on Spotify just so I could have it in my playlists. Like
yeah,
some of the songs are so goddamn good, and it's like it's basically like depriving the world of like good music.
but I mean on the Juice World thing, that shit was on SoundCloud like before he died.
Not all of it.
The majority of it though. Like he had I think like 5 albums on SoundCloud that were just out before he died. Just nobody found them because it was under like a different name or something. But in like terms of like X, where they have released an album since he died, which is mostly just like him doing a chorus and then instrumentals, it just sounds like a cash cow, and you're just trying to profit off
See,
like the name. And
that I'm okay. Like if they're just creating songs off of, like I'm like finished songs, release those. But if they're like what you're saying, like if they're kind of like copy and pasting his voice into shit that he didn't really have artistic vision for, and finishing it just for the sake of having his name in it, like I agree, that's not okay.
yeah, that shit tilts me. Small tangent over, but that it bothers me. But I just it's their first child, and I imagine. What do you think the next child would be named?
You know, hopefully not something normal for this kid's sake.
Oh my god, could you imagine being this like A-12 and then your brother's name is like Charles or like your sister's name is like Stephanie? It's
I
just
would
be
I would be bitter. I would be bitter about
I
that.
think I would be too. I think I would just be confused. Like I
All
mean
right, hear me out. You're one of three boys, right? Your older brother's name is Axel. Your older brother's name is like I don't know, Lilium or not Lilium, fucking Liam or something, some like posh cool names, and then yours is Paul. Tell
well,
me if you don't say those names together, you don't sound like the odd one out, and you don't feel a little bit bad about it.
I mean like if my name was Paul and my brother's name was Axel, I'd be disappointed at the very least.
Even better, your other brother's name is Razor, and your name is Paul.
I'd kill myself. I mean,
Kill the
I
brother, take the name.
I mean, like I'd have to, right? I think I would. We'd grow old. We'd be in our like mid-30s, and I'll be like, Axel, I always really liked that name, and he'd be like, well, you don't like Paul, and I'm like, nah, I wasn't always a fan. You mind if I take it from you? And then like, we're in the living room, the house collapses. We're in like a It's an all black background. It's like a fucking Kingdom Hearts boss fight, and I'm just like, I want that name, Axel.
That makes it even better by the fact that we've recently went back and watched old Kingdom Hearts 2 fights and they were garbanzo.
No, they were Kingdom Hearts 3. That's the worst part.
Oh, fair, fair. Yeah, can I create another tangent real quick?
Okay.
I assume this is a thought many people have had, but I'm going to call it more of a realization on my end. I'm at a point in my life where I am of legal age for pretty much everything now. I can quite literally just go and legally change my name to something and move somewhere and never have it, well, besides like I guess for like legal and health reasons, but like have no ties to like my old name in my own life. Like I could just change my name as a person and just move to the other side of the country and it'll be like I'm a completely different person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but that thought has like kind of like that realization more or less that like that's something that's actually an option now. And like, because before when you thought about doing that as a kid, it always felt like way more fantasy than it actually is. Like, because in the like their literal reality is that I could go to like, I think it's, I don't think it's town hall. I think I might have to go like to the state hall or something. I could legally just have my name changed in a court of law.
It's like $50 to change your name, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap on top of that. Like, I go to a courthouse, I have it done, and then I just go about my fucking day as a new person. Or under a new name. Like, I always thought of it in my head as, like, a way more glamorous experience of, like, kind of like how you thought of, like, the running away from home as a kid. You know what I mean?
I always wonder how many people actually, like, go through changing their name. Like, I imagine if, like, if you're going through, like, a sex change or something and you want, like, more feminine or masculine name, like, I imagine that happens quite a bit. But I wonder if there's anybody that's just like, you know, I'm tired of being a Paul. I want to be an Axel. Like, they actually go through changing it like that.
Like, so you're saying, like, people that, like, don't have, like, a completely crazy name, like, they're not changing their name for the sake of, like, having a better name, like, just changing it to change it type of thing?
Yeah, like, I would, like, someone changed from, like, a Chris to a Steve, like, something like that.
Like, normal to normal type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see people doing that, like, say if I didn't have a good relationship with my father, but I was named after my father, I could see myself doing that, or mom, like, I could see myself changing my name like that.
That makes sense, yeah. I mean, I was just trying to think of it as, like, just out of the blue, they just decide to change their name, and, like, no real reason, just, like, because they could.
That's a good point. I wonder.
I wonder if there's a statistic on that.
I mean, I guess, like... I guess if you're moving, I can see people just doing that to do that, right? But it'd be a little inconvenient and a little extra to be like to your friends, like, hey, by the way, I'm not going by Robert anymore, guys. I actually changed my name to Damien.
Oh, God. I could never see you as a Damien. Mostly because the only Damien I knew played Yu-Gi-Oh! At lunch.
No. Well, I just chose the grand... Anywho, the point is like, that would be a little inconvenient, like... if you were currently involved in an actual type of life, you know what I mean? If you weren't going through a change that was basically changing everything, like, that'd be really inconvenient. Like, even at work, because you're legally changing your name, you have to tell your work that your name is changed, and they have to change it in all their documents.
Yeah, that's true. That would be really funny if you showed up to work one day, and, like, you just change your name to something super abstract.
Mm-hmm.
Like... one day you're Paul, next day you're A-12, and people have to refer to you as A-12.
You could make it a case like it's a hate crime or something if they don't.
I guess so. What's only my new name?
God. Weren't we talking on the podcast a while back, like some poor kid got named Vagina or something to defy gender norms or something like that?
Dude, probably. People do fucking anything these days. It's like... Honestly, everything I read lately just feels like an Onion article, and I can't tell if it's real or fake.
You know what's bad, actually? Speaking of Onion, I got so debated by one, actually, this fucking morning. It was
really?
it was literally, I read the headline, and I was like, holy shit! And then I saw the subreddit, and I was like, fucking Christ.
Oh,
it was like, it was like technology. It was like, brand new VR technology breakthrough leads to first interactive dive experience or something like that. Literally something niche that I've talked about so much that I was so like I want it in my life so bad. Like it felt like it was targeted to debate me, to be quite honest with you.
It very well could have been. Actually, fun fact, since not too many people listen to this podcast, I can spread this useful knowledge. I saw something on how to get around like pay like a paywall for articles. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I I found a loophole into that. So
Yeah,
if you're ever curious, just shoot me an email or message me somewhere, and I got you.
I could use that, dude. Okay, let me complain real quick about school one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, like researchers and because like here like researchers, I know they give their studies to like publishers so they can put it out there. The publishers that put up a paywall so I can't read their research just to do my goddamn school assignment, I hate you and I hope you're eradicated. I'm not paying $30 for less than 15 minutes of reading that I might have a chance of not even using. It's not fair.
That's a fact. No, I agree with that shit entirely.
It's not fair at all.
I mean, like, why the fuck are you putting articles behind a paywall in the first place? Like, yeah, maybe you make no fucking money because you're stupid and you're stuck in the old ways. That's on you. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Why would you have to pay for knowledge? It makes no sense. But then I guess that's the same thing of like, why the fuck should you have to pay for college? But I digress. We've had that too many times.
We've had this debate. Yep.
I mean, all in all, congrats, Elon Musk and Grimes. Your kid's name. I hope he doesn't get bullied. I hope he has a nice life.
I just want to hear them say it out loud.
I do too, because I don't know how the fuck to say it.
That's literally all I care about is hearing them say it out loud.
And my next favorite thing that I've been dying to talk about is the murder hornet apparently has made its way to the United States, and it's an Asian giant hornet is what it's actually called, but we are calling it the murder hornet because you gotta sell headlines, you know what I mean? But every article that I have read about this thing, they word this thing to be the most terrifying thing to ever exist. Like, dude, they're the way they worded it. Like, I saw a snippet from an article, not this one, but like when I was first seeing it, was that murder hornets rip honeybees to shreds, and it's like, oh god. But and that's the thing is like they actually do because they have like big ass pincers, but they have made their way to the U.S. and people are not too excited about it.
You want to describe how big they are?
It's kind of like the size of the palm of your hand, not like full length, but about like 3/4. So look at your hand, think 3/4 of that. It'll fuck you up. And its sting has been referred to as like flaming thumbtacks repeatedly going into your skin, which not ideal, some may say. But I think we'll get into how dangerous it is. But my favorite thing about this is how honeybees combat it. Because like a lot of times, murder hornets, they'll like go into the nest and they'll try and like 1v9 them. They'll try and like kill them all and shit like that. But what honeybees do is they essentially suffocate it and create enough heat that'll like essentially like melt and kill the hornet, but without killing each other.
Oh, wait, so like they vibrate so fast that like that heat like steams them from the inside. That's what?
Yeah, they create enough like insulated heat that goes directly into the hornet to the point where it kills it. And I think that is so fucking badass. I fucking love it.
That's metal. Like that's metal. That's pretty damn cool.
If you want an actual size representation, it's about an inch and a half. Inch and a half. Think of an inch and a half bee. That's kind of scary. Might not sound big, but it's a giant fucking hornet. That's terrifying.
It's like 2/3 of your palm, half of your palm.
Yeah, exactly. But it's honestly just fucking crazy to me. I don't want to say I love this thing, but like it's so badass.
Well, I mean, like their stings have been described to cause like the way they describe the pain is just like extreme pain, like, it seems very basic, and then like you read into it, and like apparently extreme pain constitutes literally wanting to die. Like pain
Yeah.
so severe that you like literally begging for death is not like it's something you should expect.
You know what I just realized?
Hmm.
You know that one dude on YouTube who just like stings himself with a million different things?
Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna make a murder hornet video?
I I would be hard pressed to think that he. Do you think that they just have those ready to ship somewhere?
This dude has everything. I think it's Coyote Peterson. I think that's his name. But that dude just kind of gets fucking bit and stung by everything. To each their own, I guess. Not my cup of tea. But
Yeah.
I
Oh.
mean,
Oh wait, actually, YouTuber Coyote Peterson lets a murder hornet sting him on camera.
oh, is it already a thing?
Already a thing.
I mean, I guess I don't even think he's in the U.S. To be fair, I don't think he's based in the U.S. So I guess it makes sense. Probably already did it. But I will say these things. I guess it goes to say with like all hornets are kind of fucking useless. Like they're literally just menaces.
Hmm.
Like they don't really contribute anything. Like honeybees, cool as shit. Keep doing your thing. Pollinate, they're cool. Don't mess with them. Hornets are just like, hey, we just hate everything and just want to sting everything because we're just mad. And it's like that's all they do.
Mm.
So fucking useless. I guess I wouldn't call them like the deer of insects, but 'cause deer are just useless.
Well, I mean, yeah. I always find it interesting, the are you up to date at all with the actual debate with animal rights activists and hunters with deer right now?
Not too much.
Well, there's actual scientific backing that, like, in the U.S., hunting to a certain degree is actually quite necessary in certain areas because deers have, like, will completely, like, devegetize an area and ruin its ecosystem if their population gets too high.
Hmm.
And I guess, like, it's kind of like it's an odd case of, like, people really don't want to sanction the killing of animals, but, like, there is no other way to stop the process, and it just happens to be like that the more hick, the more, like, the redneck side of it is the more scientifically backside.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, it's interesting just because, like, you would think it would be, I don't know, actually that's just horrible generalizing. I don't want to continue that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Um, backtracking back to this, apparently 50 people in Japan die a year to like this hornet sting, which is like I'd say like 10 times how than like shark attacks, which is crazy.
Jesus. Well, is that, like, more understandable though? Because, like, I imagine it's like one of those things where, like, you'll accidentally stumble on a nest, right, and then like 50 of them will sting you and you'll die.
Well, I mean like they don't just sting you once, they can keep stinging. I mean like I only compare it to shark attacks because everyone's like, well, your shark is just gonna kill you. And it's like, no, sharks are kind of cool actually. Don't worry
Well,
about
I
it.
I was more or less saying, like, I'm sure, probably more bees in general kill people than sharks a year. I would
Yeah, oh
probably
yeah,
guess.
definitely. But one thing that was interesting that apparently the thing to combat like we want to just fucking kill these things, I guess. But I guess what helps eradicate them a little bit in like Asia is I guess there's these mites. There's like two different kinds, and they get into the nest and like eat the larva, and that's
Hmm.
how they like stop it from being such a huge problem. But we don't have that, so we're just trying to fucking kill bees at this point.
Well, I mean, they murder bees, so if anything, we're murdering the
Yeah,
murderers of bees. There we go.
we're on the pedestal, I think.
Yeah, we're in the morally sound position.
I die for honeybees, let me tell you. If I gotta go in, I was gonna say, if I gotta go bomb in, like, go in, bomb strapped to my chest to destroy a hive of these fucking bees, I'll do it, but I don't know if I would.
If he has to recreate the emotional scene from the Godzilla movie, then by God he will.
I'll stop bringing it up. I'll go on more tangents like fucking Godzilla. Yeah, if I gotta fucking just casually hold the nuke and bring it to the spawn of these things, I'll do it. And I'll it'll give me like 3 hours to plant the nuke and run away. But no, I'll just sit with it because I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he did in the Godzilla movie, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't get over it.
Yeah, do you? Yeah, I don't want to go. We can go. I actually do want to go on a tangent about the Godzilla movie, but I will do it after the podcast because I thought about more like questions that come from that movie.
Hey, that's fine. We'll do it later. It's fine.
We actually will be doing this later.
I know that's the worst part. But murder hornets, fuck them. If you see a big ass murder hornet, if you got a gun, you can like try and shoot it, or I don't know how you'd kill this thing.
I mean, it's big enough to where probably shooting it with a bullet's probably not that hard if you're a good enough shot. All right, that's not true. It's a fucking bug. However, the point is, it's like okay. Put it this way, you could probably shoot it, and it wouldn't just annihilate the thing. It'd probably just cut it in half. It's a big bastard.
That's fair, and it would still like charge at you. Pretty fucking resilient. God, fuck these things. I hate them. I hate that it's here. What do we got? But yeah, fuck this guy. Fuck Coyote Peterson. I don't know how he does this shit.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, I guess.
I mean, he's big off it, so I guess
Yeah.
more power to you.
More power.
Last little bit that I got for everybody is apparently Kim Jong-un isn't dead. This is gonna sound kind of fucked up, but I was really hoping for like a Weekends at Bernie's kind of thing, where they just like parade around the dead body as if it's still alive.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think that's happening. Apparently, we've seen him moving, and unless we got robots already, whatever. But he's not dead. Apparently, he went away due to the corona instead of a heart thing.
Oh yeah, like he didn't even get a heart surgery or something like that.
Yeah, and it's like it's so hard to tell because it's North Korea. I mean, I don't doubt that he got heart surgery, it didn't go that well, and they killed the doctor, and they're like, well, he was never there in the first place. I wouldn't doubt that.
Good thing we got an extra heart right here. Now you try.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he's not dead. I mean, it's just, I was really hoping for a Weekend at Bernie's kind of thing. As like fucked and like morbid as it is, I think it would have been hilarious. But in case you were all like hoping that Kim Jong would pull through, I don't know why you would, but I guess you got your wish.
I don't know. It's interesting because like they're saying isn't it kind of like conflicting information though? Because like didn't they say they're saying that they got no cases in North Korea, but obviously that's probably a lie considering they border China. So like it's kind of a little asinine to think that they are that they don't have any cases, right? But then like if they said they didn't have any cases, then why would they isolate for 3 weeks or whatever? I don't know. And then they say like, oh, he was just doing his normal duties. He just had to be very busy. I don't know. Like you said, it's North Korea. It's hard to even say what's truthful and what's not.
Yeah, North Korea is just like one big onion article. It's just a big old clusterfuck over there. But for everyone praying, he's not dead. Lucky you. Sister's not getting in power. Our uncle, unlucky. But just figured I'd follow up from last week because we did talk about it.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you. You got anything for me, Robert? You got anything you can tell me?
Well, I mean, we went from fires in Australia to Kenya's like pretty damn flooded currently.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I think there's like, I don't know, I think the death toll is at like 200 or so, and like over 100,000 are out of homes.
God, we are just killing it with the positivity.
So, yeah, I know Kenya is currently a big topic of discussion because I don't know if the flooding is still happening, but it seems pretty bad. Like they're, I know like a decent portion of their lands seem to have like pooling water.
That's not fun.
Yeah, I think River Zioya is the one that flooded. Due to, they had like heavy rain and stuff.
Yeah, I'd imagine. I mean, I have no idea how Kenya's land is.
Yeah, I don't even know like I don't even know what their infrastructure is like, to be quite honest with you. But I know like
Yeah.
that's a big topic right now.
Well,
Um, and then I know like there's another African country or city. I think it was, yeah, it was like the capital of one of the cities just literally got engulfed, as this article puts it, in a massive dust storm.
oh
And like,
God.
I mean, like the entire capital city was just like literally just covered all of a sudden.
Just that
Uh,
random.
well, it seems like the way they describe it is people are literally like they were terrified online, like they thought it was like end of the world, because it doesn't seem like a dust storm that size has hit the capital before. Like
It's so crazy how much like natural disaster shit has been going on in the world and how it
it.
just
Oh yeah, here's a. I'll link you a picture real quick of like what the dust storm looked like as it was rolling in.
let me take a peek real quick. That is fucking terrifying. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's it. As it was moving into the city, it literally like looks
Jesus.
like it looks like a scene, that scene from Game of Thrones where the Night King brings like the winter with him.
Yeah, it's yeah, just instead of like snow, it's sand. Yeah, no, that's terrifying.
Yeah, and I guess like as the storm went on, like when it like fully started covering people, the sky just turned to this weird red tint.
Oh my God.
Is what like orangey red tint when the sun started setting. So like it literally looked like the world was on fire as well for these people.
Jesus Christ. Do you think we're close to the end of the world? Because lately, like, I feel like in the past 2 years, more and more shit like this, just like natural disasters have been happening, and it's getting
Well,
to be kind of startling.
well, Dan, we're just shy from a week into May, so
Oh, that's true.
let's see what May's got for us. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably like May and June, natural disaster, July, pandemic wave two,
Oh, electric boogaloo.
yeah, September, electric boogaloo, October, probably
I
aliens.
I would like to think that October or September or October is like the month of nothing where we're like maybe we're in the clear, and then November is like fucking aliens, and then December is when like
It was
I don't
Godzilla,
know,
right?
like the lizard people pop out or some shit. Yeah, Godzilla.
The lizard people. Yeah, it's probably Godzilla. I mean, yeah, my guess was Godzilla in December. We'll see how that holds up.
No,
Uh,
December is when a rift to another universe pulls open and our physics start changing and bleeding into other worlds.
yes, and then it becomes Rick and Morty, and that's just my dream. That's all I've ever wanted.
All right. Well, you've said the name of a show that I
You
despise.
think you think there's anyone like? Do you think there's a scientist out there that like watched Rick and Morty, and he's been like working on something for the past like I don't know however long the show's been out, just like trying to recreate the show in some degree?
Um, I don't know if Rick and Morty gives that much scientific backing to give enough of like a like this is my insert gun. Like, I don't think a scientist is like, oh, you're right. If I attach the satellite to it, it'll work.
I do see. I wouldn't be surprised though. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, oh,
Really?
and they're probably like, oh, he's using so and so right here. I wonder if I, and then he's fucking in the lab, fiddly farting around, just trying to recreate a portal gun.
Man, I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait for one of our engineering or scientist friends to become, well, I guess, advanced enough to do that kind of shit and ask. Because I don't know
Yeah,
how inventing stuff works. Like, it really, in
facts.
theory, to me, it's just like putting stuff together until it works. But I don't know anything beyond that.
I feel that. I feel that. I mean, I'm just waiting till one day we go do the pod, and I'm like, oh, what do we got? What do we got for articles today? And then it's like, rip to a new dimension has been created by Professor so and so. And then we talk about it, and then I go to edit the next day, and then Thursday when I upload it, it's like demons have entered Earth.
Yeah,
Please take shelter.
the rift has now increased, and what's that? A second Godzilla has come through the rift.
How? I thought Cthulhu was just a myth. It's like,
Sheesh.
fuck, man, we lose.
God.
And then we have like our own fucking secret Mechazord that's been hiding in Area 51, ready to combat it.
No,
Like,
we got Jet Jaguar, bro, the savior of the people.
That you're actually fucking right. Jet Jaguar was literally like America's Mechazord.
Hell yeah! It's the American ass kicking robot, bro, or not even robot. It was a person, wasn't it?
No, no, it was a robot but it was like Jet Jaguar could grow big and small. But I remember the thing I always hated is the noise he made when he grew and shrunk.
Oh god!
Do you know what I'm talking about? You know the noise?
I do. I do. I do.
It's I was thinking like, oh, I'll try and recreate it. Then I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, you're good.
Just if you're curious, look up Jet Jaguar growing and shrinking noise, and you'll be like, yeah, that's kind of annoying.
I find it interesting in itself how often we manage to bring up Godzilla. Not even like just in the podcast, just in general.
I think that movie scarred us like emotionally.
It really is, because it does keep coming back up, doesn't it?
Well, because it was like, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not going to talk about it. We'll talk about it after the show.
We will, because there's more I want to talk about, and a meme idea as well.
Okay, that's fine. We'll talk about it in a little bit of time because we are nearing the end.
We are nearing the end. So, yeah, besides, Kenya flooding and that massive dust storm, though, I haven't really seen much. Good luck to all our college students out there with finals. It's we're in the end game for the semester. It's definitely been stressful quarantine, but we got this. And to everyone else out there that's not doing finals, well, I'm sure you got your own bag as well. So I hope you proceed as best you can in order to relieve as much stress in your life as you can.
Very true. I like that.
Thank you.
Very well said. And good looking. How does he do it?
Oh, wow, folks! It's the Compliment Podcast. Dan, you're just such a rad guy with such great style.
Thanks, man. I could do a kickflip anytime I want. That's my one perk in life.
Yo, bro, you could do a kickflip, bro. You gotta teach me how to do that, man.
Yeah. God made me, and he was like, all right, what do you want your superpower to be? And most kids were like, oh, laser eyes. I want to be able to fly. And I'm like, can I pull off like a 720 ollie? And he's like, oh, shit, I don't know. Can you settle for a kickflip? And I'm like, I guess.
Damn, and here I was, and I said I want to be able to sneeze without closing my eyes.
What a power.
I know, you could do that stuff? What?
Could you imagine? Like,
what was your pamphlet like? Like I got guaranteed no glasses, perfectly straight, like shit like that. Like I thought mine was pretty good. You can do a kickflip whenever? People got laser eyes.
Yeah, you gotta be in the upper echelon. It all depends on your financial standing, as everything does in the world.
Well, my family probably didn't pay enough to the church before I popped out.
This is true.
Jesus. All right, folks. Unless
on
Dan
Sundays,
has something else to say.
On Sundays when they're coming around the basket and your parents didn't gave the 1 instead of the 5, God knew. He saw.
Jesus Christ. You know what's bad is like my fucking, like I always like was so like thrown off by that process of like exchanging money, because I was like, when they brought it, like they went and collected it and then they like placed it at the front or wherever the hell they placed it. I'm like, I remember as like a very young kid, I was like, what does Jesus need the money for?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't get it. And then my family was like, no, it's for the church because they're involved with many charities. And, I'm like, oh, so Jesus doesn't get the money? No. Like, I literally thought that, like, we were giving money directly to Jesus.
We just burn all the money so that Jesus can get it in the afterlife.
Oh, God.
He's really struggling up there. We gotta help him out.
Heaven needs a new road.
Fuck that.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Bring us home if you want.
All right, folks. That has been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 79. Thank you for tuning in as always. We have social media. The handle for both those is the Frying Pan Pod, and we have our Gmail, which is inthepanpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us over any constructive criticisms or business inquiries to that. And you're listening to us now on any audio platform there is, because we're on all of them. So if you could take the time to give us a star rating, a comment, a like, that'd be much appreciated. It goes a long way. And I guess this has been the last time for me for this week, folks. I've been Robert D'Onofrio.
Same.
And this has been the Frying Pan Podcast. Stay safe, stay healthy. Catch you in the next one.
Later, skaters. Don't forget to wear a helmet all the time.